Hello guys, welcome to the ICD10-PCS Coding Series. If you are new to the channel, subscribe and follow the playlist from the beginning so that you understand all the root operations thoroughly. I'm Vinay Kumar. I carry an overall experience of 2 decades in the US healthcare industry with vast experience in coding, auditing, training, and mentoring. I have helped many professionals in understanding coding, gaining knowledge, and preparing for certifications. I'm dual certified from both AHIMA and AAPC with extensive knowledge in all the verticals of the revenue cycle management. At the end of this learning session, we will have a better understanding of coding the root operation reposition from the fourth group of root operations. We'll also look at an example of coding from the medical and surgical section. And remember, as I have always stated, medical and surgical section in ICD-10-PCS is the largest section and the most important section that you will need to learn. Now, there are a total of 31 root operations in the medical and surgical section, and these root operations are divided into 9 groups based on similar attributes of surgical procedures. Today, we are looking at the fourth group, which talks about root operations that put in or put back or move some or all of a body part. That's the fourth group of root operations. Now, there are 4 root operations in this group: transplantation, reattachment, transfer, and reposition. So today we are looking at the root operation reposition, which carries a character value of S. Remember, root operations are the most important aspect of building an ICD-10-PCS code. Okay, and root operations are something which define the goal or the objective of the procedure. Always read the definitions to compare properly and come up with the final root operation for the procedure performed. It's very important that you read the definitions again and again. Now, the root operation reposition. So the definition is moving to its normal location or other suitable location, all or a portion of a body part. That's a definition of reposition. Sorry. Now the body part is moved to a new location from an abnormal location where it is not functioning properly. Okay, this is reposition. Best examples for reposition: reposition of undescended testicle or fracture reduction, a classic example. All fracture reductions, closed reductions are coded to reposition as the root operation. This is one of the most important root operations when it comes to fracture coding. Now, since we are talking about reduction of fractures, okay, reduction of a displaced fracture is coded to the root operation reposition. And remember that application of a cast or a splint along with reposition procedure is not coded separately. That's one important point you need to remember. For reduction of a non-displaced fracture, if a pin is placed, okay, additionally, uh, now in these cases, putting in a pin is coded separately, but the root operation for the pin placement would be coded to the root operation of insertion. Okay. Now, another point you need to remember is if no reduction of fracture reduction is performed, no pin and nothing is done, only a cast is placed and no fracture reduction is performed, then the cast placement alone should be coded to immobilization as the root operation. But this immobilization root operation is under the placement section. It's not medical and surgical. Okay. And another point you need to remember is the diagnosis coding. You will need to remember that the code for reposition procedures would most likely be a displaced fracture. So you have to select the ICD-10 code properly for a displaced fracture of whatever bone you are coding for. So these are things that you will need to remember when you are coding for the root operation reposition. Now, let's look at an example for coding the fracture reduction. Reposition as the root operation. A 46-year-old male was admitted after being involved in a motor vehicle accident. The patient was found to have a fracture of the left femoral shaft and a fracture of the right fibula and tibia. The patient underwent an open reduction with intramedullary fixation device of the left femoral shaft and an open reduction and ring external fixation of the right tibia and fibula. So, in this case, the patient sustained fractures of three different bones. If you look at this table, each of the three bones have their own distinct body part value. So three procedure codes are required. The first fracture is of the shaft of the left femur, which was repaired by an open reduction with intramedullary fixation. The device value for the first fracture is 6. Both the second and third fractures, which is the tibia and fibula, were repaired with an open reduction with an external ring fixation device. So the device value for these two would be C. So basically, we need three codes because there are three different body part values. So the first code for the left femoral shaft fracture, okay, the reduction of the left femoral shaft is 0QS906 and Z. Medical and surgical is the first character, which is 0 section. Okay, body system is lower bones because we are talking about the left femoral shaft. Then the root operation is reposition for the third character. Body part is left femoral shaft. Approach is open. Device is internal fixation device, that is intramedullary, and no qualifier for the seventh character. So the code would be 0QS906Z. That's the first code for the left femoral shaft. The second code for the right fibular fracture reduction is 0QSJ0C and Z. Now, the section is medical and surgical, which is 0. Body system is lower bones. Root operation is reposition. Body part, in this case, we are coding for the right fibula, which is J. Approach is open. Device is ring external fixation device. And the seventh character is no qualifier. This is the second code. And then the third code for the right tibial fracture reduction is 0QSG0C and Z. The only change in this code is the body part. So the section is medical and surgical. Body system is lower bones. Root operation is reposition. Body part is right tibia. Approach is open. Device for the sixth character is external fixation device. And the seventh character is Z, no qualifier. So those are the three codes that are required for coding this procedure. Now, the important points that you need to remember specifically for reduction procedures or fracture reduction procedures. Okay, closed fracture reductions are all coded to the root operation of reposition. Initial placement of a cast or a splint along with fracture reduction is not coded separately. It is included in the reduction procedure. Placement of a pin as part of a fracture reduction is coded to the root operation insertion additionally. Okay, and if only a cast is placed and no reduction is performed, then the casting is coded to the root operation of immobilization, which is coded from the placement section and not the medical and surgical. These are the important points that you need to remember when you're coding the reposition or the fracture reduction codes. As usual, you'll find the online version of the ICD-10-PCS coding manual from this link. This is there in the video link as well. You can read the description to find all the resources. You can click on that link and you'll find a zip file which contains the table and index. You can download it from there and then use it for coding the ICD-10-PCS procedures. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and support the channel. I really hope these videos help everyone in learning ICD-10-PCS coding. This is really important for inpatient coders, and I hope all these videos will help them. Thank you.